It's part of our freedom of speech.
The former Labour advisor Scarlett Maguire says open debate can go too far. And I guess, Scarlett, what does too far mean? I mean, it's a free society. If I want to say I think the Catholic religion is ridiculous or that I think Mormonism is wrong, that's my right.
No, I think we have to respect religions, right? I mean, I'm an atheist and I respect other people's religions, but I think we can absolutely criticise. What I worry about is denigrating religion and doing things that actually provoke people of that religion. Something like, if you were going to burn a Bible outside a church when people were coming out, that's a deliberately provocative act. I think that's wrong.
In my back garden, though, it's fine.
Yeah, do what you want in your back garden. What I'm talking about is the law at the moment is absolutely fine. The law at the moment says, of course you can do it in your back garden, but the law at the moment would say, possibly, probably, that actually if you burnt a Bible outside a church as people were coming out, it's a deliberately provocative act and it's a public order offence. And I think we should just leave it there and not go any further.
Dr. Rakib, what's your concern about this? Because I'm sure you don't want people to be provocative. So why would you say people should be allowed to burn a Bible outside a church or a Quran outside in a demonstration? Because those are quite visceral things, aren't they? We all have memories of, I don't know, whether it be Nazi Germany or anything, but the burning of a religious text, I think it's quite an emotive thing.
No, absolutely. And I find the desecration of holy texts grotesque, in my view. And I also find, for example, the promotion of derogatory cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, I find that grotesque as well. But what I'm concerned about is, ultimately, are we undermining a social contract where religious freedom also comes the responsibility of accepting that people may behave towards your religion that you may not like? And I think the problem is that if there was a revival of blasphemy laws, I actually think that would do more harm than good for religious social conservatives. Now, for example, British Muslims, they have the freedom to work towards spreading their faith. Now, that might involve criticising other religions. That includes challenging the doctrines of the Trinity and incarnation in Christianity, or scrutinising and criticising idol worship in polytheistic religions such as Hinduism. Now, some people, more devout members of the Christian and Hindu communities, they might consider that to be blasphemous. So I think if you were to introduce blasphemy laws, you might be opening a potential can of worms.
I think the accusation is that if we change the law, it's introducing blasphemy laws by the back door.
No.
That's the concern,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think we'd make the point that the medieval common law offences of blasphemy and blasphemous libel, they were formally abolished back in 2008. And if there's a perception that blasphemy laws are being revived in the courts, then there is a possibility that people would perceive that to be a very undemocratic development.
But these Tory MPs are wanting to change the law to stop blasphemy laws being reintroduced, because they've gone. Just to understand, though, if outside a synagogue people are making anti-Semitic chants wearing Nazi uniforms, or if outside a mosque people are standing, not only burning a Quran, but also, I don't know, if they are...
chanting anti-Muslim slogans.
Are you saying that's OK?
No, that's absolutely not OK. I think that's disrupting public order offence.
And you would want the public order law to be used to stop that happening?
No, absolutely, but I think...
Which is what happened in this case.
Yeah, and ultimately what I support is law enforcement intervening in cases where there are clearly public order offences. But I think that, even from a socially conservative standpoint, I think that a cornerstone of liberal democracy is being free to criticise religions and orthodox religious doctrines and the impacts it may have on wider society.
What's the difference between criticising religion and anti-Semitic chanting outside of synagogue?
No, because I think anti-Semitic chanting, you're targeting a specific religious group, a religious people.
Causing them harm.
Exactly. While religious... there's a difference between targeting and harassing and discriminating against people, but actually challenging and scrutinising religious doctrines and teachings.